YouTube videos, and I wondered, what in the world do you use these for? Ask for these for Christmas, and I did. I got this cube and the other one. It's two sets. The cards come in this beautiful little box. I decided that I would use these cubes and these cards that are in there to navigate artwork. What you need to do is pick a card. This is my first video on the color cube, and I'm starting with number 1, and I'm digging the colors so far. Okay, let's head down to the tabletop. Here we are. I've chosen my papers, and I think they coordinate pretty well with the palette that's on the color cube, card number 001. I'm also going to be including some black and white. I may not have said that, but I am going to do that. And I might even add any other color that I like. I'm also using this paper, a deli print that I did some asemic writing on. And I am bringing in a graphic sheet that I did on deli paper as well, just with the Posca marker. I may or may not use all of these, or I just might use some. There's the medical dictionary I bought at the old bookstore. I glued some pages together to give it some substance, and I gessoed the top of it so that it will be able to glue to. I'm using the acrylic gel medium, Liquitex acrylic gel medium gloss I think I have here for my adhesive. You could use any glue that you want, any PVA glue, anything that's going to dry clear. And I have my silicone brush that I will apply the glue, my adhesive, which is the acrylic gel medium. I decided that the magenta is probably going to be my focal point because, hello, magenta screams, look at me. And now I'm starting to make some choices here. I've got out the Camel / gold. Those are 2 choices on the color card. And I think some of those papers that I have are pretty in line with that. The piece of cardstock there with the holes punched out, that was used for something else, and I just kept the negative space. I never throw anything away. I don't throw any papers away. I use everything. Look, here is a book page that I tore to give me, I don't even know what, and that was basically the margin that anybody else probably would have thrown away. Anybody that's not a creative, like my husband, would have thrown that away. But I was like, oh, no. This could be used somewhere, somehow. Collage is the perfect recycling, repurposing project, art form. I love it for this reason and for many more. This piece of paper here is a store-bought, what do they call it? It's the stuff you use in scrapbooks. I had it, I used it. This was an overspray when I was spray painting something. I love the gold on it in the newsprint, and I decided I will be using that. That gold has to peek out somewhere, and in the finished product, it actually does. Some of that gold shows through. Now, if you do collage at all, then you will probably know that a lot of the stuff you put down at this stage may get covered. It may not ever even show. And the next time I begin the collage, I'm probably going to do something to the gesso page before I start laying down paper, just to get rid of the white sheet. But I did not do it this time because a lot of people don't do that, and I wanted to show all the different things. And I just realized now I am not in complete frame. My whole page is not in complete frame. I mean, you're not missing anything, and I believe it gets corrected at the end, but I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm just making decisions. I like the way that green and the red play off of each other. It's really not red. It's like that blood orange color. It's got a lot of orange leanings, and of course, red. It has red in it. The red and the green really play nicely together. I'm just making some decisions. If you notice, I have not adhered anything to my paper yet. Not anything. I am not the type, usually, and I'm going to try to do it as it comes along, as I work on other projects. But usually, the way I work is I lay a majority of the things out the way I think I'm going to like it before I glue down, before I commit. And oh, isn't that a yummy, yummy, yummy piece of paper? That's got a lot of magenta and orange on it. And that was done on my jelly print. That's a mono print. I love using my mono prints for this, my jelly print papers for this, especially the roll-offs. I don't know about anybody else, but please let me know. Does anybody use jelly printing and love the roll-off papers just as much as you like the actual paper that you are doing the monoprint on? I know I do. All right, so I'm just making some decisions. All I'm doing is taking a piece of paper, ripping it. I haven't taken out a pair of scissors yet. Ripping it and moving things around, placing things around, seeing what I like and where I might like it. So I'm just making quick decisions. I'm trying to be intuitive. I'm even bringing out my hole punches because who doesn't love a circle? I love a circle. Circles are so cool. And I'm going to use some circles in this. Well, I already have. I have the negative of the circle there. And here I am. I'm going to stop placing some circles. But the circle punch, you don't need it. You could have cut a circle. I could have cut a circle. But I've got those little circle punches. And I use everything and anything at my fingertips, in my arsenal. If it's in my studio, it is free game for me. All right, I'm going to stop talking. And I'll jump in here and there if necessary, but I'm just going to put some music on for you, and I hope you enjoy the process of watching inside my brain a little bit while I'm inside my studio. And thanks for joining me. was card number 1. Here are the color choices. I'm going to try card number 2 next time. And I'm not going to look at it ahead of time so that we can just work on it. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned from my mistakes. I make a ton of mistakes, don't we all? Don't have to show it to anybody if you don't want to. I'm choosing to show it to you. And it's a learning process. It's an experiment. This is what I want you to think every time you work in any piece that you're doing, whatever medium you're doing. What if? What if I add this? What if I cover that? What if I move that? What if? It's just paper. If you don't like it, you could always go back to doing something different. It's just paper, after all. Art is not perfect. Don't let anybody ever tell you that it is. So I'm glad that you came and visited with me. I hope this video is not going to be too long after I edit it. But I'm happy to have you here. Okay? I'll see you the next time inside my studio. Bye.